Force Prisoner. I believe those were the same. Engineer and Ophelia is how we've kicked things off here. So, yeah, the Nighthound, once again, didn't work out in the end. I think it just comes down to, like we talked about, the laning position, the laning phase, just was not favorable at all for tmsR. So, well played by Lions, capitalizing on that. And leads us here into game number 3. FJ, joining me once again to what's going to be the final game here. Who do you think's got it?
Master of Arms.
Who do you think I got it?
Who do you think's got it?
Let's see. I honestly feel like the advantage is always in the players who won the last game. So I'm gonna say Lions because they're like on the rush right now, and tmsR will probably feel a little bit down by losing that games. But of course they are all professionals, so they shouldn't let it impact you. But like it still does a little bit. Like, regardless of your performance, like your performance last game will always like have a bit of an impact in the next game.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad. And in this particular case, we now see Lions decide to go with that Master Arms. They do not want to give out both Ophelia along with Master Arms. It's just apparently too strong together. And we don't see anything too different in the banning stage. But Engineer, Ophelia, Master Arms, Lodestone, nothing too unconventional right here. Like we're pretty used to these picks to begin with, honestly.
Yeah. It's, if anything, if we are obviously to be caught off guard, it usually happens in the next tier of picks. Usually. Now, last game, I mean, obviously, Devour was left unbanned all throughout the whole game, so I'm kind of looking at that here for Lion Esports Club. If they want to go to their strong guns there or not. Dampier's another one that obviously been a favorite of a lot of players recently. So they're going to go their Dampier route here. Always a sound pickup here. This is setting up to be more of a 2-2-1 setup in the end. From Lions, most likely.
The thing is, when you play against a hero as well, like Haxland, you always kind of predict that he will be going for something like a hard carry. Whether it's going to be a stand rate or an agility hard carry, it's probably going to be like, I don't know, something like a wretched hack. Like, he always tends to go for those agility carries or hack. So you can kind of go for those heroes that are good against that, and those heroes are, for instance, something like a Dampier, and maybe a pusher for that matter. So, yeah, I mean, he has Sandwraith right-clicked, and I can't really believe that he wants to play that again, because the hero is, by its own, pretty boring to soul lane with, but because he doesn't really have any abilities to begin with. He's fun late game, but in the beginning he doesn't really have too much to offer. But I think and hope we're gonna see something similar to a Sandwraith this game, but don't think we're gonna see it just yet. I don't think they're gonna go with the short lane just yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they pick the mid lane already. For instance, Pebbles.
Yeah, you know, something on the mind of tmsR, I'm sure, as well, going into this game, is knowing the possibility of someone of an aggressive trial lane even could come out by Lion Esports Club. So keeping that in mind, and yeah, actually, Rally definitely is kind of a good response to that, if anything. So they're not giving away their hand by any means. Lodestone, Rally, you know, who knows where those two will ultimately end up. Obviously, Ophelia, I'm sure it's safe to say she will be in the jungle, but even which jungle's a good question at this rate. So, yeah, good job not showing their hand here by tmsR. Again, if you're a Lions, probably leaning towards more of a 2-2-1 setup, but you know, Parasite and Tempest are still. You think if you're Lions, would you actually still want to go? Would you want to go one of those two heroes here? Maybe.
Well, if you're Lions right now, you are in a position where you either have to you have to consider that in the next phase you either have to pick a jungler, or you have to pick another support.
Yeah.
And well, truth be told, the best suicide lanes right now has already been taken, both in Lodestone and Rally. So what do you really have left? Like, you have Pharaoh, you have Wild Soul, and like you don't have a lot. You have Madman, which you've already seen, but there's not a lot of suicide heroes left. So you really want to take that into consideration. Seeing as they did go for the Dampier, they are like Dampier is not a very good solo 1v1 hero. He's decent, but he's not perfect. So I am actually expecting that we're gonna be seeing 1-2 lanes. So they're probably gonna be going for like a Pharaoh or something.
Yeah.
Pharaoh in the end. It's not so good with Dampier, but they need to. They need to do something like that. They need a suicide lane.
There's a Parasite ban coming out from tmsR, so just in case there. Yeah, the Trumbull first ban again. We talked about the last game. I guess he's been banned all 3 games now by each other team. Like, so it's not like been one team banning. I mean, both teams have now thrown out a ban, at least one ban on that Tremble. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that's hero for these two teams. Again, Lions had a little bit of reasoning, but tmsR, I personally haven't seen them. Keizu is known for playing the treble in the past, so I guess there is something there. But
I want to put something on the spotlight here. Look at Slicks. He actually, well, you can't really look at Slicks, but notice that Slicks is actually, he bans Parasite. And the reason why he does that is because now that he has picked the best suicides, he knows that Lions could very well go for an aggressive tri-lane, or maybe an aggressive pseudo-lane.
Yeah.
And Parasite is ridiculously good when it comes to aggressive pseudo-lane. He also bans Fate, because Fate, Engineer, along with a Parasite, for instance, is very, very, very good on an aggressive tri-lane. And if tmsR decides to go with a hard carry, they definitely do not want them to go with a hard carry trident, or with a trident against them again.
Yeah.
Now they have no jungler. Now they only have Tempest to pick off, and Solstice for that matter, Legionnaire, and well, also Dr. Repulsor. Let's just mention all the jungles, but they don't have a lot of junglers to go with. But they definitely do not have a jungler they can go aggressive trident with. So it eliminates a lot of things, and tmsR can comfortably pick a hard carry now.
We'll see what Lions is going to respond with. Again, things I'm noticing is no Devour ban, especially with Engineer. And if they're going to run that 2-2-1 setup in the end, I could definitely see that. Obviously, Raleigh and Lowstone are both good heroes against Devour, with that said. But I still think it's hard to pass up that option. Andromeda here. Interesting. So
they want to go the trident, or 2-2-1 lane.
Or, yeah, it could be more of a farming Master of Arms, which obviously is not out of the question. And then just go a suicide here to finish, so.
Hammerstone probably coming in.
We'll see. Hammerstorm. There's Glacius response coming out by Too Much Sugar. So they get their support of choice over a Luna. Now back to Lions. Their final pick. Again, it seems like you're leaning towards maybe a tri-lane style hero to go with. Will it be that Pharaoh in the end? Some more of a suicide option.
I like how Sticks didn't give a crap about Devour pick, because he already knew that he had like both Rally and Lodestone and Ophelia for that matter. Like really good against it. Okay, the Wretched Hag. Interesting.
That leads me to believe it's going to be a mana up here.
Think so?
Again, I don't think we're going to see a suicide hag. Or, it's not out of the question, but I don't think so though, because Hag she's going to put us out. It's probably going to be they're going to protect that short lane here. It's going to be Glacius and the right click and a Moon Queen. That's not going to be a lane that's any bit favorable for Hag. And, wouldn't be for anyone really in the end. But Hag tends to need more farm than like the Bubbles and the Pharaoh, other suicides in that place, and the Lodestone. So Torturer actually to finish things off. Okay.
I'm very confused right here.
Yeah.
But okay, it's gonna be a Torturer who's gonna be carrying this game.
Yeah.
Gonna be a little bit scary here, because it is possible that Torturer could meet a tri-lane. I mean, if you take a quick look at it, you could potentially do something like a Depeer on his tri-lane, but it's not very, very good because he needs the levels,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's probably gonna be a Hag Suicide, and Hag Suicide should get crushed by Torturer, but with pool regen, I mean, it's possible. We'll see.
Let's go back to. We will see what Lion Esports Club is especially going to be doing. Even tmsR for that matter. I mean, nothing is set in stone by any means from them, so. To kick off the game, all 5 of tmsR headed towards that top lane right off the bat. They got 2 Ward of Sights and 1 Rev on Glacius. Pooled regen, they got nothing, no pooled regen necessarily that I can see. On the Hellborn set at least. See if that changes up, but neither team gonna find one another. Obviously last game we started with some early action. This game, not gonna be happening. Oh, let me change the overlay, there we go. Alright, so start things off. Gonna get down, well, again, they're not in the aggressive jungle, so mostly they plan on placing very defensive wards here to start. It looks like it is shaping up to be Master of Arms bottom. Or is it? Again, what? Okay. So we wait a little bit longer before we say that. No, so Master of Arms actually headed towards mid now. Okay, it is going to be a Suicide Hag in the end. Yeah, Jonas fan playing him. Suicide Hag, you got your Master of Arms Engineer mid. Andromeda Dampier short. Gonna be that 2-2-1 setup here, it looks like. Coming out.
Yeah, and Hag did go ahead and get pool region, so it should be interesting to see what's going to happen top.
Yeah.
Blaze is gonna help out the Torture though, it looks like. And he actually plays the ward as well, so he knows when Hag is up.
Yeah, they can see, yeah, Jonas Fan's not going to have a friendly time at all. And again, this just goes back to, as a suicide option, she can do it, but you see right here, right off the bat, holy crap, a lot of damage going to take place. She will be fine in the end, but forced to right away use that health potion, so making an immediate statement that they're not going to let her. But yeah, again, she's going to need a lot of time to recover and eventually be ultimately useful for the team, is the big worry about the suicide hack here. At least for me, so we'll see how it continues to pick up. Glacius gonna do his part, obviously box him out. Rowley in the meantime in the middle lane, by the way, taking a lot of pressure. He's in that 1v2, double range combo. So even though he's usually a very good hero dealing at 1v2, expect him to still take some good harassment, it looks like. And then bottom lane, Dampier should have a good time, I think it's safe to say. So yeah, lanes should be pretty evident on who's gonna win them here.
Yeah, but you know, it's HoN, everything can happen. Could see a lucky rune or something like that, or someone manning up a little bit too much, something like someone getting caught a little bit out of position.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be, well, I mean, the truth be told, tmsR has an Ophelia, and Lions doesn't, so they don't have a jungler. So maybe they'll try to set it up with double roaming supports.
You see right here, double stack in the yellow camp. Actually got a Minotaur, and maybe not the most favorable for taking this out. Would have either wanted a Vulture Lord or Vagabond Leader or something like that. Catman Champion even, but gonna finish them off though, speaking of Ophelia. But yeah, having that jungle factor could play a big role. You expect though, Master of Arms and Dampier are gonna have a good time here. And this is a lineup, especially with that Dampier once again, that can take off. And I think that's kind of where I'm thinking of where tmsR was coming from too. Again, they were right-clicking that Moon Queen, thinking we could go the Moon Queen route here for the hard game or hard carry game, but they went Torturer because he's more of a sooner impact. You know, doesn't need to just sit back and farm for the first 20-25 minutes before he enters that mid-game stage. So, think that's maybe what they're going with, or?
I think what tmsR is really looking for in this game is to try to man up early with that lineup. They have no hit, they have no hard carry, they have Torturer. I mean, Torturer, yes, he can work as a carry, but not in the same way as, like, for instance, Rigid Hack can, or Dampier. So they know that the later they get into this game, the slimmer the chances of them losing is.
Not going anywhere.
That's what I feel like, at least. I feel like as soon as they start picking up items, actually hit top lane. Backwards attack did not connect with the stun. No, but I think they're gonna try to set up something pretty early in the game.
Yeah.
That would be my prediction. They need to, so.
All right, we'll see what comes out here from Too Much Sugar. Again, Rowley, I constantly look back at this guy. He is seems to be low on life, more so than not, but he isn't dying, so that's where you got to give credit to Slicks. You know, not dying is obviously a big deal. And,
I'm just quickly gonna restart the stream right here.
Oh, okay. Make sure that you're okay.
Yeah, I was lacking that heck.
Middle lane, Rowley again. He is Wretchedak's roaming over. Not the most effective ganking, and actually will spot Ophelia running in though. And here we go. The Rowley jumps on a Master Rounds for the Minotaur just out of range. The keg stun forced him to use it early right there. And Master of Arms will survive. Wretchedak comes in. She's trying to finish off Rowley. One more auto attack. It's going to get the job done. Bloodlust kill comes out for Jonas Fan. And he blinks away at the very last second. So that's big. The roaming Wretched Hag ends up getting the Bloodlust kill. And that was so close to going in favor of tmsR right there. That is unfortunate. Again, the Minotaur just out of range. I believe you were DC'd for... You still are DC for the matter, but... That was a big getaway for Master of Arms, and obviously a big missed Bloodlust kill coming out by tmsR, so good response from Lions. And now Jonas Fan feeling a lot better about himself, I'm sure. After his top lane, you know, being locked down completely. So that's good to see for him. Bottom lane, Dampier and Andromeda aggressively pushing the tower now. The Lodestone, he has enough for a rocket trail, but by himself, he can't expect to do much. And it seems like Dampier, I mean, really taking advantage of this free farm. 31-9, tops in the game, of course, with this creep farm. So Fuzi doing his part so far.
Yeah, he's doing all right, but so is Lowstone, honestly. I mean, not brilliantly, but he still gets 3 levels and 155 gold minutes, so he's looking he's looking pretty much the same as Wretched Hag. I mean, Wretched Hag does have a little bit of farm, and did manage to help out with a kill, so
Yeah.
that's also pretty important. Now, Lodestone, he had, sorry, Ophelia, looking to set something up here at bottom lane. Maybe Lodestone baiting a little bit.
Well, I think they were thinking that they were going to get aggressively pushed right there, so they rotated over, but now they're going to go for a gank in the end. We'll see. See Dampier. I don't think they spotted him. I mean, there's a support side over here that they just placed, but they know Glacius is missing. Ophelia, obviously a little bit harder to tell, but they have information. I mean, they're playing very passive here. They're playing very passive, and
Oof, Andromeda is in a little bit of a tricky spot right here.
yeah.
Does get initiated on. There's the minus house done, followed by the rocket drill. There's the boss. And see if he comes in.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pause by tmsR too, so it's clearly something on their side obviously having a quick issue. There's a ready, but don't think this is going to be a kill. In fact, a port coming in. I wonder whoever's porting in, I believe, I don't know, who is it? Is it Wretched Hag? I think Hag might be porting in. But it's probably going to cancel it, seeing that it's not going to be anything in the end.
Yeah, look, it must be Hag. It's pretty weird though. It looks pretty weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
Could know it's engineer. It's engineer.
All right, let's get it on.
Engineer's coming in.
Hag is porting too, so engineer coming in. Hag is porting too. They're going to go through, and actually Glacius, he's being sent back. So I was going to say, what is he doing? But he knew all along that he was being sent back, so. Gonna be fine, and yeah, that goes back to the TPs, unfortunately not really being the most efficient there.
Yeah, and seeing as they don't have a jungler on each side, they can't really utilize those TPs. Like, it doesn't matter if they TP, they can push.
Not going anywhere.
Like, with that, if they had a jungler, they could like say, okay, we TP it anyway, well, let's start pushing.
Yeah.
But they don't have that, so. Yeah, a little bit in favor of the tmsR right now.
Rally's level 6. That's a good level for him to hit. As is most heroes.
Yeah, now Engineer needs to stick to middle lane, otherwise Master Lance could die pretty much any time.
Yeah.
If he gets hold out of position, of course.
Yeah, quick compelling actually with Glacius even here, so this is kind of turning into a 2v2 lane. I think Glacius is making a point that Torture is already so far ahead at the top side that he can handle his own by all means at the top lane now. So gonna assist Rally. Also try to pick up some levels himself, I'm sure, as Moon Meander. Then that Glacius. Wretched Hag going a little aggressive, only level 5 though, and blinks in, does a Sono Scream. But quickly has to turn around.
You should be very happy that Haxon had not skilled impalement right there.
Yeah.
That would have been a sure kill if Haxon skilled impalement.
For the turnaround.
Yeah, exactly. Even though there was the tower, he would still probably die to the stun. So, it's a chain reaction.
Yeah. Gonna be fine. Yeah, level 4 agonizing bonds here, so yeah, 0 on impalement currently. Triple stack, I believe that was a triple stack done by Dampier right there. Again, that's gotta make sure you're on top of that. It seems like Lions is here so far. Getting that good farm. Top lane, Torture being chased right here. Chain reactions does connect to the Wretched Hag. The burst coming out. He ports back Torture actually. Torture gets the agonizing bonds, and they're trying to turn it on to Master of Farms, but he's gonna barely live with that Deep of the Master's Call. So that was really close right there on both sides. And
Yeah.
Yep.
That was pretty well played by Ophelia right there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I wonder if porting it back might have come to back because they could have gotten the turn kill, but he was very low himself, so wanted to make sure to keep Torture alive.
Yeah, and the Master's Call was also there, so like I think they were considering that. But yeah, we see Rally now almost trying to initiate on this Wretched Hag, but I think Wretched Hag spotted him out. Now Engineer is actually going to run into Rally here. This could be dangerous. Luckily for Engineer, he does not run into him.
Get away, but this is going to be the easy top tower kill.
Board takes down a Legion
He's actually
tower.
getting credit for it. Torture, he's got steam boots. He looks like, I'm not sure, I mean, he has a Neophyte's book. That could be one of many items, of course. You seen the light brand Grimoire here on Torture? Something else maybe?
I really like getting the tablet onto Torture, but I also think Grimoire is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think both of these things could work, but I think tablet is like the most go-to item in the beginning because it gives you that survivability. If you just go straight up Grimoire and with steam boots, you get really easily bursted down. I gotta say, I mean, granted, it's a great farming item, but we'll see. We'll see what he goes for.
Well, you know, going back to your logic earlier of I feel like tmsR is going to be more of that aggressive earlier game team, then you would think it's going to be the tablet choice, but yeah, he is going to be going the light brand here. Going to be going the light brand. It looks like he actually buys the apprentice robe, so at
Yeah,
least
well, that's
gonna
HoN
go
for you.
that. Yeah,
If that was Chelsea, I don't think that he would do it. I think he would go for tablet first.
Oh no,
and
no,
then he'd
it's
do more
green,
afterwards.
yeah.
Quite sure, but regardless, it's I think it's an okay item pickup. It's just the difference between players, like what they like to go for, and yeah, HoN really likes to farm, regardless of what hero he is.
Well, yeah, players and teams. I mean, because again, Stay Green very team fight-esque. They're all about those team fight items, the tablet, pistols, the Abyssal Skull, you know, things like that. So in this case, hacks are in for his team here for tmsR. But again, with him going that light brand, and you eventually believe into that Grimoire, obviously that takes a little bit away, and it does make it more of a kind of a competition to an extent. I mean, that's where it's so dangerous though, because in the meantime you have Dampier over here. Dampier has the light brand finished after he cleans up this camp right here, so he's gonna have the light brand on top of the blood gels and steam boots, and obviously, especially with Dampier, we all know how fast that can take off. So Torture investing into this light brand here, it's gonna be interesting to see if that works out for him, mainly because he is already behind that Dampier as far as the farming presence goes in this game. So that's where I'm definitely worried with that choice. By
yeah, and especially another thing is that tmsR has an Ophelia in the jungle, so like HoN can just say, okay, I want to go jungle now, I want to go start stacking and killing things. No, he cannot do that because there's an Ophelia who's taking over his farm in the jungle. So
yeah,
I think tablet just makes a lot more sense here. But yeah, I don't like. It's okay. I'm looking forward to see what he's going to be doing with it.
Well,
It might be catching that beer here.
I was gonna say, I mean, you see right here, and he's gonna get involved with his team, but again, this is what kind of being critical about Lions last game, how their farming here is Master and Wretched Dagger were doing a lot of movement and not a whole lot of trying to sit back and farm better items. See Orchard here, he goes to the bottom lane, tries to make something happen with his team, doesn't get anything. Middle lane in the meantime, they are chasing. Comet sent it to Ophelia. Lowstone comes in, the Master's call, and Engineer barely keeps him alive, but not for long though, he falls. Dampier gets a kill onto Glacius in the meantime, but now Dampier's on the run. The chase here from the Hellborn team. Torture is not here throughout all this, so that's a big advantage for Lion Esports Club. Torture's farming the bottom lane, trying to push it in. But Rally and Lodestone, who has a haster, are still on the run themselves. Invis actually picked up by Lodestone, gonna cancel Andromeda. And Andromeda now is having to run away, but here comes the response. Bottom tower does fall, and now Torture's gonna join. Chain reactions just misses Super KGE. It's not gonna matter though, or will it? Oh my god, he's barely alive. He's gonna be just out of range. Not enough mana out of Lodestone. He's using the rocket shell. He has a mana battery. Oh, but he's not going to chase. Master of Arms will barely survive right there. Again though, tmsR did get a tower kill in the end, so I believe they lost more heroes, but the tower kill helps at least.
Yeah, he could probably have killed Master Arms right there, but maybe he got a little bit scared that something was on the other side of those trees. I don't know. He could probably have done it with the battery and the steam boost, whatnot. But now we're gonna see a push coming in here in the middle lane, and Kessu scouts out the Andromeda. Doesn't have too much mana, but does have enough for one comet. Yeah, they're gonna be able to defend mid lane quite properly. And back to farming it is.
That it is, and again though, which team does that favor more? It's tough to say. I mean, Dampier specifically, he's the hero that will definitely favor off that the most. And you also do got a Master of Arms who's actually sitting pretty comfortably at 300 gold per minute. So Super KG here, the Energizer, the Steam Boots. I wouldn't be surprised to see him once again go that tablet build. More of the utility style, and definitely can agree with that build here in this game especially. As far as the Hellborn team is concerned, so surrounding that light brand pickup by Torturer, you have the Astrolabe, of course, not being finished yet by Ophelia, trying to build that Trinket of Restoration and eventually finish it, of course, but still a little bit of time for that. Not much on Lodestone, working towards maybe an early Portal Key. Same with Rally. Obviously, they were not a most favorable matchups themselves, so their farm is understandably lacking.
This is just one of those games where you like consider who you value farm on, because obviously Ophelia doesn't matter as much as, for instance, a Master of Arms or a Wretched Hag in terms of farming, and Dampier versus Torture, like I still want to give the edge to Dampier here. I feel like he's a little bit of a stronger carry with that farm, and he's able to snowball better. Like Rally and Lodestone, they don't really necessarily lead to
The
farm
Legion
as much
takes down a
to
Hellborn
be
tower.
impactful. But Torture is just not picking up the farm that he needs to. In comes Initiate onto the pier though, and in comes the Destruction's Call from Rally.
Oh, look at that
Almost
turn
falling.
though. Dampier, the Consume, and all of a sudden Rally's on the run. Here comes the heal support. Andromeda swaps right there on a Rally. They get the kill to resolve. Minotaur stun's coming out. Dampier still cutting away. Master Ron's doing plenty of damage. They kill Ophelia. Loso with the kill himself, but Loso just running
a
around in
massacre.
circles. It almost looks like right there. He falls. Glacius goes down. Double tap already for Jonas Fan. Torture coming in. Torture for looking for some kills. But at what cost right here? Dampier jumps in, and it ends up being another kill, a genocide. When it's
That's a
all said and
genocide,
done
folks.
for Lion Esports Club, tmsR just started to come in one by one, especially at the very end there. I mean, sure, he came in to do a little bit of cleanup, but Dampier, that goes to show you the turn potential of this hero is ludicrous. Especially with some just
The
okay
Legion
usage
takes
farm.
down a Hellborn tower.
That was, they pushed the middle tower. He's going to fall back before anything happens. And holy crap, there's a Grimoire and 1,100 gold already saved up.
Yeah, that hero sure knows how to snowball. And he's being played very well right here. Fuzi is doing absolutely a great job here on Dampier. And it comes down to the draft a little bit again. I feel like maybe tmsR is like drafting something that we could potentially see on SG side, but they're not playing it SG style, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It feels like they're playing it in a farm tmsR way, and I don't think this draft works for that. I think that draft, what they like to do is like go for something like a hag, bubbles, and stuff like that. It's really, really great because that's kind of the farming heroes that they really can utilize the farm with. But in this game, it feels like they're farming for no apparent reason, and what the items they're farming are not really benefiting them so much. And these heroes that they have are really good with pushing and such, like really good to teamfight early, but just haven't gotten the bite off yet.
You know, speaking of that too, Mystic Vestments, I want to say Torture might have just even recently got that. He does have it though, so it can be good, but the rest of his team does not have any Mystic Vestments, and that's another thing. You know, Dampier is the #1 hero as of late. If they have a Dampier, you get Mystic Vestments. It's just no way around that, as he is obviously all about the magic damage. And to see only on Torture, obviously they're missing out a lot there too. When you look at it, specifically Lowstone and Rally are of course the two that you look at that could definitely use the Mystic Vestments. But yeah, you also look at Torture. Speaking of, I mean, he's had the Light Brand now for, what, a good 3-4 minutes at least, it feels like, and he's still sitting on that with 600 more gold saved up, so it's just not had that Light Brand effect that you want to see whenever you pick that up. I mean, they are going to do some triple stack Ancients right here, and that does enhance the farm quite a bit of Torture at least, so he jumps up actually to 1,500 gold right as I say that, so some good team support coming out there. But Tablet was finished on Master. You see the Mighty Blade and Portal Key just picked up by Fuzi on Dampier. Even more deadly now. They finally do have an Astrolabe on Ophelia at least. So that is another bigger and better item pickup. But I don't know. tmsR, you're in a funky spot now because you could still try to play more of the farm game on Torture. At least, obviously, you maybe want to try to get. I think you just go Shrunken Head here. I don't think you can risk going for a Grimoire.
Oh, he will.
He will probably.
He
It is
will.
Haxer. I mean, you probably will, but I think that's. I'm sure you agree that that's probably the wrong decision.
Stronger Head is definitely needed this game, but I'm not sure. Like, if they can somehow hold off Lions and say, okay, we wanna wait till like the 30-minute mark before we fight this, they get better chances now than they do right now. I don't think, even though I said they should take early team fights, right now they are in a position where they simply don't have enough farm to fight them. Like, they are too far behind in both XP and in gold per minute.
Yeah.
So right now they're pretty much forced, or actually Jonas the farm getting caught off right here after he blinked by this though. So Master Call is being done right here, and Master Hans will be fine. He's gonna blink away in just about 2 seconds. They do not fight him.
Yeah, it was a beautiful catch by Low, so good presence of mind is to imagine where Jonas Van blinked. But you see they're trying to set up a turnaround. Energy field coming out right there. The Ophelia minions are going to get caught. They kill the energy field immediately, but Ophelia gets stuck around and Dampier jumps in. And Ophelia dies a second later. So that all came to just, again, the distraction there. What started off to a good catch by Jonas, or good catch by Keizu even, on Jonas Van. Ended up being a dead Ophelia, so... and her minions on top of that. So yeah, tmsR. You know, how many more of those fights like that can they let happen here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they need some good team fights to happen, and those team fights are like, I don't know. They're slowly getting out farmed by here because Jonas and Farm is also starting to pick farm on Hack. I mean, he doesn't have lots, but he still has something. I don't even know what item he's gonna be going for because he has 1400 gold saved up. I'm gonna say that, like, if he went out like in Mindblade, I would be pretty happy, but might actually see him go for, like, I don't know, a Sheepstick or maybe even a Grimoire as well. I don't think that's gonna happen, but could potentially.
Yeah, I think more just the utility, exactly, like add it into that Sheepstick. Or granted, the Light Brand does enhance the farm that much more, so you could argue at least get in the Light Brand and then farming. Okay, Arcana Hellflower is actually a good choice here too, so I like that choice here.
Yeah, definitely. PK now finished on Kesu.
Yep. Sackstone also finished on Jonas. Oh no, he sold. Okay, he actually sold the Arcana. He actually bought the full Sackstone and then also a Mystic Vestments on top of that. So changing his mind a little bit right there. But yeah, Hellflower definitely makes sense.
Well, sort of a Sackstone.
Yeah, eventually though. Hellflower for next probably. Dampier, what is he at? Well, 2,800 gold. Look at that. So that also means now Shrunken Head is coming up on him very quickly.
So scary.
Almost has the Grimoire.
Like, yeah, but then Haxon is still like a Shrunken Head and a PK behind the other carry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very scary.
He has 872 life. I mean, those
and he goes for the Grimoire.
Boots, but yeah, he goes for the Grimoire. Oh, jeez, they're gonna try to jump right here. Oh, nice catching a hack. They have to follow up chain of reaction. Seismic Slam, everything to lock down from Ophelia. Yes! Yes, it will be. Damn, that was just barely enough right there.
Yeah. Back with the minions, though. Like, that was a perfect chain.
Yeah, that was. Excellent, excellent job. The chase, look at Dampier, then he catches the minions. He's gonna at least pick off one minion right there. But the heroes will survive, so that's the good news for TMSR. So they get a pick, but now they're gonna lose their top tower most likely. As it's being pushed in.
3.1k gold on Dampier though. And he has level 16 with Grimoire and PK. This is so scary.
Yeah.
He is terrorizing the enemy team.
The Legion takes down a Hellborn tower!
That's what Dampier does. Was that a pun?
It was a really bad one.
Kinda just hit me. He does have an ability called Terror. Oh, Andromeda gets caught out here in the middle lane, so Lions keeps doing this, giving them a kill here and there, then maybe tmsR is gonna build that comeback, because that's exactly what they need. Hell, the Grimoire pickup. Obviously, it does enhance your farm that much more, and if he can now get that Shrunken Head on top of the Grimoire, maybe there is something here for TMSR. But for now, they're gonna push the middle lane, and it's gonna be successful.
The Hellborn takes down a Legion
Good momentum
tower.
being built by Too Much Sugar, but top lane. It is being pushed in, and it will be destroyed. In the end, Fuzi's sitting on 4,100 gold now. So he has a full Shrunken Head. He's going to right-click here as soon as he gets back to base. And speaking of that, Master of Arms also has his. I didn't even think about him, but he also has a Shrunken Head. So that's another thing that is coming out here for Lion Esports Club. Still no Mystic Vestments outside of Torture. Okay, Ophelia does have one. I took that back, so... at least she has them. But again, either, especially on Brawley and Lowstone, I think they could really, really use one. But neither has it at this point.
I think the good thing about Torture going for a Grimoire is that he's kind of like taking a risk right now. Like he knows they're behind.
Yeah.
And by going Grimoire, he's like kind of taking a risk. It's like building a Doombringer pretty much. It's not the same because you're not losing it, of course. But you like it increases your farm by so much, and it increases your team fight potential so much. Even though you don't have the Shrunken Head, if you do not get focused, you still deal really a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we could argue that's why it was the better pickup in the end. But you know, when he was even going for it, when he went the Light Brand initially, there was still that point of, was that the most efficient choice? And even after he had the Light Brand, it's still a case of, okay, at least go in the Shrunken Head next. But you know, at that point, I don't know if you can justify that they absolutely needed to go the Grimoire because they were that far behind. But yes, that is true. He does have the Grimoire. He is now 1,500 gold saved up. And that is somewhat of a chance there again. If he can just sit back and buy more farm time, get a couple of hero picks here and there, then most certainly Too Much Sugar does have a chance. But
he needs to be either defending bottom or pushing the lane right now, though. Like, he shouldn't be farming jungle. He should be pushing top lane. So, like, they can make a Traeger tower or something because he does have Impaled. It's so much damage to towers. So, but he decides to farm jungle, and I can understand it because he's maybe a little bit scared of getting ganked or whatnot. But it's really important that you push when enemy push as well, so you can like sort of give like at least sacrifice your tower for something.
I think barrier idol here will be big here on the Hellborn side. So
Yeah.
I feel they can manage that, but
He's far away though.
yep. Still a ways off.
Yeah, I mean, tmsR has every chance of still fighting this because they do have PK on Rally and Lodestone. Grimoire and Torture, and Ophelia is doing quite well as well, and if they approach these teamfights right, they can do a lot. I mean, imagine Lodestone jumping in with everything he got, or Rally jumping in with everything he got, while he has Ophelia's call on him.
Yeah.
Like, so he could just get back, he won't die. Same goes to Torture for that matter, if he jumps in with a... he won't go for a PK, but if he had a PK or something, like jump in with that on the cheap stick and then get called back by Ophelia.
Here's another pick chance. He gets the energy field off. That's a big deal. Dampier jumps in. Dampier in the background going straight for Torture. Not nearly enough damage though. He activates the Strucker Head. He will finish off Rally. He got the Consume off for the kill. Lowstone being chased down. Will end up falling. Ophelia in the foreground now. She's going to be dove on, and Pussy is snowballing. Big time once again. Buyback from Rally. Gonna go for a combo kill here. Seismic Slam. It does connect. Dampier dropping. He doesn't have the Strucker Head anymore. He is dropping. Can he get life steal anything? No, he does fall. They got the kill on Rally again. But Dampier is dead. The chase still continues. Torture is somehow alive. Torture is still alive. Finally will fall. Master of Arms and Wretched are still here. They get another kill on Glacius. And Lodestone will end up being the only one surviving when it's all said and done. So tmsR again, they killed Dampier, but you need to be winning fights. You can't be coming out even if that wasn't even. I mean, that was a 1-5 for Lions in the end. So
Yeah, I'm afraid they used the buyback on both Kesu and Slicks. So yeah, that was a team fight where Lions got ahead, but it's still something. I mean, remember that every single time you are even in a team fight when you're behind, you pretty much come a little bit closer to being even because you get more XP than the enemies does.
yeah.
Because the enemy is a higher level than gives higher gold and such. But yeah, I completely agree with you. They cannot lose fights like this right now. But they had to, and like they couldn't do much against it though. It's a shame.
Post haste picked up by Hanskin. That's interesting. I mean,
Okay.
you're like Andromeda to pick up an item like post haste. Not too often you see that. I mean, he's even working towards a tablet with the major totem, but decides to put that gold into a post haste in the end. So an odd choice by Hanskin, but obviously it does give him that presence now to port amongst the map and assist teammates where need be. But
I don't know. I don't understand it at all.
yeah.
It's pretty weird. There's so many other items you could go with that
Hell,
gold.
even a portal key, straight up portal key, shit.
Yeah, that or tap it or I don't know, Stall Spirit even. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay, but I guess. No, I don't understand it. I don't.
It's different from Hanskin. Yeah, it's different. I mean, it does have its use, but yeah, it's just is that gold the best spent?
It's like one of those items where you've as Hellborn would said, okay, thank you for giving us a chance to come back.
Speaking of that, he almost got jumped right there, but able to fall back before too much happens. Torture was trying to catch him. Torture is getting close to finishing that shrunken head, but speaking of the next VOD and pickups, you look at Dampier, what he's going for. Ice Brand picked up. You like that choice?
Not sure.
Probably
really.
doesn't like it.
Now then.
Well,
Nope,
first,
that is-
do you think it's going to be a Frostal Skull?
Yeah.
Could it be a Dawnbringer?
No, because he has Grimoire already.
So,
So why would he go Searing Effect twice?
why not?
Because it doesn't make sense.
Oh, why not?
I'd rather
The
see
Legion
like
takes down
Frostmourne
a
and
Hellborn
Geovane,
tower.
but like just a straight out Geovane. It's better. It like going double Searing Effect doesn't really make sense.
But why not? No, just kidding. Spell Shards actually picked up by Wretched Hag. Talk about an item we never see.
You're as bad at
Spell
the as I am.
Shards. Yeah.
I was talking to Insania yesterday, and we were playing a TMM game, and I was playing Tempest, and Insania said, FJ's next hole is gonna win us the game. And I said, too much pressure. And Insania couldn't stop laughing, and I couldn't understand why. I'm like, oh no.
Jeez, level 3 Spell Shards already. Some mass damage right there for Juno's fans. So yeah, a little
Kongor goes
bit could have gone
down.
Hellfire route, but decides to go the Spell Shards. Token alive, picked up by Dampier. They tried to make something. Wait, was it destroyed? No, Wretched Hag picked it up actually. Oh, here we go. Dampier goes in on a Lodestone. Gotta get the big jump. Lodestone falls off the bat. Shurikens are up. Torture taking the damage, of course. So Dampier not able to do the most of it right now. Energy field will be taken out, but now Torture explodes. Bat Blast connects. And down falls Torture. Down goes Ophelia. Double tap for Total Saban. Making a hat trick. Going for the quad kill. GG's being called. Lion Esports Club
And with
Gonna be
that,
official.
The Legion wins.
They move on
It's a massacre.
to the winner bracket
Genocide, folks.
semifinals. Too much sugar knocked down to the losers bracket. So there you go. Lion Esports Club. They do take it in the end. Again, the Dampier effect. A little bit too much to handle. Super KG 3-0-13 on Master of Arms. Also impressive play from him coming out. Yeah, I mean, it really does go back to you brought it up. I mean, it seemed like tmsR, especially with that Torture final pick, it kind of led you to believe maybe they were going to be looking for more of that earlier aggressive team, but the item choice of the light brand and just the play style from tmsR wasn't really promoting that, so fell behind.
Nah, it's like a mixture of an SG lineup that didn't really work out in an SG lineup way. So I don't know. I really like to see Fuzi's new. I'd like to see how Fuzi was doing into Lions. He did very well this series, I think.
Yeah.
So they get our approval.
Yes. Yes. Fuzi did good. Look at that APM, by the way, 232. Damn.
Just based on that, he should be able to join.
Oh, that's how I always gauge. I mean, I always stress about that. I average over 200 APM, so I must be really good. All right, guys. So obviously, that is going to wrap it up for this series, and it looks like that's going to wrap it up for the cast today. With that said, just some quick updates on how other series are going. Looks like Internet Gangsters did take out Justice League 2-0, so how about that? IG looking strong. IG going to get a match against Stay Green now in the next round, the winner bracket semifinals for that victory, so congratulations to them. And IG, they played Stay Green twice last cycle. They did beat them one game, but Stay Green won the other 4, so definitely a rematch coming out there. Stay Green coming off defeating nice prize pools. Actually, I'll show you guys the brackets here. Obviously, our series with the 2-1 victory in favor of Lions. And then Team USA is currently up 1-0 against Team Excellent. And that series should be covered by twitch.tv/Colecast over there with Beef. So you can definitely start heading over there and seeing the finish of that series. Of Team USA over Excellent. Team USA, again, coming off that 2-1 victory over Insomniacs after they lost that first game. So then, of course, there's the losers bracket down there to look at. So FJ, had fun today. Hopefully you did. Any final words you have wrapping up here? Any shout out to anything?
Yeah, I guess I would want to give a shout out to Team SR. Obviously a great team, and Lions as well. Super KG now and Hanskin are always really a pleasure to talk with, and yeah, of course, Playwright and Lingo6 and Embrace, some of my very best friends in HoN, and yeah, all of you others, you guys know who you are, all of them, obviously my viewers, and yeah, those who don't troll.